live and we are live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people them who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to the entrepreneurs, stay-at-home moms and pops, retirees. Shout out to the drivers, Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the garbage truck drivers. Shout out to the medical field personnel, CNAs, nurses, doctors, assistants, therapists, all these people. Shout out to everybody going out this morning on your way to go get your daily bread. Some people just come in from one job and them have to go get like a bit of rest right now because them have a next job to go beat them later on. They're working two jobs and them not out there rob people and doing dishonest things to earn a living, right? Big up to them people there because we say progress. Yes. How fitting. We're not in a nothing with you. From your not show no progress. Yes, yes, yes. That's true. That's true. Big up to Mavado. We're going to talk about him and that and a bunch of other things this morning. Welcome back, family. Here we are. Please hit the like button as you enter into the chat room this morning and make we get going right away. What we have on the table this morning, I put up a little saying yesterday, a little 5-minute video on Instagram that says why you should not get married in your 20s or why you should not be thinking about marriage in your 20s. And I'm going to expound on that for a couple of minutes this morning. I had some people over there that said, boy, SouFLo, you're not talking nothing but the truth because I did it and it was a disaster. Well, there's more to that. All right. The child that went berserk. I don't know if y'all saw the video yesterday, but there's a child that gave us a good insight of what school is like in Jamaica right now and what the teachers are having to put up with. You know, so back in our days, we never have no video call with cell phone, so we only didn't have the phone them that could make phone calls, right? And then even if we did have a phone we catch films or a phone that did videos or pictures, it looked like something where people couldn't really see. It looked like, I don't know. But modern times we living in, and this video, we're gonna talk about this video here this morning. I don't know if y'all saw the video. I look at you shell down the place with some big rock stone yesterday and did all kinds of craziness. And of course, I have to talk about that. Shout out to Don Mafia. Cruise ship passengers convicted and to be sentenced. We covered that story when they were caught with the 17 kilos of cocaine. They came in on a cruise ship and blah, 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 pick up some coke and was heading out of Jamaica and they got caught. Well, they've been convicted and they are to be sentenced, but we're going to give you more of a rundown on that story. I asked you yesterday to go look at Squash new video called Random Dial, and we will talk about that this morning. That's not going to last more than 5 minutes. It's just a keen observation based on what is being said now that I did notice with the video. So we're going to talk about that too. And of course, yeah, the whole Movado thing. And Movado, big show that's coming up and these kind of things. So that's where we are this morning on this beautiful morning. It's Tuesday, right? A Wednesday. Should I be saying happy hump day? Let me check. Yes. Happy hump day. Happy hump day, everybody. I literally had to check to make sure. Say it's Wednesday. I don't know me feel like it's still Tuesday, but I saw the thing go. We just running and running. We're not counting days. We're just putting in work. So sometimes you get lost with the days, don't? All right. Those who work hard and keep your nose to the grind, you can attest to this. You look up sometime and it's like the weekend and you're like, but the week just start. I thought it was Wednesday. And everybody I say, yeah, man, a Friday. What you gonna do this weekend? You're like, a Friday? Really? That kind of thing. So there we are. All right. Before I do that though, let me go do my big ups, right? Karen Notice jumped right in right away before we even start and said, I got married at 21 and had two children. And then he died when I was 24. I don't have any complaints. I guess I was lucky. You was lucky because he died, or you was lucky because he never abused it before and dead? Or what was the case? Did he leave you in a position to where you were now able to take care of those children in his absence without help? Or how did that go? Anyhow, Seymour is in the building this morning. Big up yourself. First one in. Thank you for being here. Great Goodies is here. Kai Tai Jai Empress is in the building this morning. The number to call in 1-806-587-8953 is pinned in the comment section. You can use that number and call in and say your piece on any piece that we are discussing this morning. June O'Brien is here. Kerry Ann Jones is here this morning. Present teacher and ready for class. All right, Asaran Odetta is in the building. Sean Cassell is here, says, good morning, fam. And like the video as you join the live. Please like the video as you join the live. Just hit the thumbs up button for those of you who can see it. Purple Royal is in the building this morning. Audrey Wright is here, says, present teacher. Janet Stewart's here this morning. Cena Sexy is here. Denzel Gale, Wayne Nathan. Rosalind Smichael is in the building this morning for sure. Virtuous Fire, Daya. Lady J Daya. Prillis 123 is here. Jane Ander is here. Mervyn Point Jamaica Kerr is here. Soji 819, Nikki B, Pussy Galore, Michelle Howell, Sharon Spence, Charma D Star, Roxy 21, Real G, Little Red Gucci 2, thank you for being here. Karen Notice, thank you for being here. Debbie Jervis, thank you for being here. Stash, thank you for being here. Nurse Stewie is in the building this morning. Nurse Stewie, welcome and thank you for being here. Donna Davis as well, thank you for being here. As if I didn't call your name this morning, you already know what it is, right? It's still always manners and enough respect on these things, and thank you for being here. Let's get on with the show, Ricky Reed. All right. Pussy Galore says it's raining here in Jamdown, but I'm still getting ready to go to get my fresh fruits and veggies from the Wednesday market. You're lucky, and you're probably getting fruits that have seeds in it. You're probably getting not modified food. You're probably getting some good organic food. The things that we grew up with that we used to say, boy, I'm tired of this, more some foreign something. And now you're there foreign for how long? Your belly full of all kind of fake food, and now you're like, Jesus God, if you could have only get just one of them watermelon there with whole heap of black seed in it, or you could have just get some, you know, some organic food at a decent price. You know it go already. We don't understand what we have until we no longer have what we have. All right. Onika St. John Jones says, exactly, we took it for granted. Yes, my friend, we took it for granted. All the time, them used to pile up my plate with yellow yam and green banana, dasheen, cocoa, and breadfruit. I used to say, Christ, me want some rice. Me want some, only time me used to say rice, I when them make rice and peas. And rice and peas was a specialty on Sundays and these things at grandma's. That's it. Other than that, a Clarendon me come from country. So we eat what we farmed. So I did grow up eating some good food for sure. However, short of a period of my life that was, but you know, it set the foundation for who I am today. I think it helped me to grow fully. Cause man done turn 6'5" and you know, big and tall and strong and these things. I think it was that had a lot to do with it. Plus, my granny used to give away cod liver island with Cersei tea and these kind of things. So my body did strong up, immune system strong up from small, right? Nowadays, the picnic them want potato chips for breakfast and these things. Yes, rice was special back in the day. We never eat rice. We only ate rice. Rice was Sunday. Rice and peas, Sunday. And whatever meat provisions they would add to it, right? All right. Where do we start out? Let's go right into it. Why you should not get married in your 20s. We have to talk about the little boy now because that video there, I'm going to do that right after. I have my list, and the list says why you shouldn't get married in your 20s, and then right down here, so it says the little boy that went berserk. And we're going to talk about that too. So let's go straight down the list this morning. Not true? All right. Wash out with mojo or mojo herbs. Okay. Or Cersei, and I don't know how strong the mojo herbs is or the mojo herbs is. Never had it before. Right now, I'm on some ginger tea this morning. Keep the circulation up and these things. I'm feeling better today. I did a workout yesterday, which was more than I did the day before. I'm come home, come drop asleep again like an old person, like a senior citizen. But you know, that's how it goes when you're getting back into it. It takes a toll until you start get used to it again. So I have to go through the hard part first. But health is wealth. And if I'm telling you to take care of and protect your health, then I better be doing the same for me too. I would be a fool not to be. So that's where we set. All right. Why you should not get married in your 20s. There was a sister that did a video recently, and I caught it, and she said, this is why you shouldn't get married in your 20s. She said, you shouldn't get married in your 20s because your 20s is the time of your life where you're supposed to sleep with who you want to sleep with, run around wild if you want to run around wild, get everything out your system, do all the crazy stuff you want to do. And then in your 30s now, when you find somebody, you can say, all right, it's time for me to settle down and move forward with life. No longer interested in these things because I've done all those before. So if you as a girl now will say, yo, I want a 2-man one time, it's a fantasy. Try it in your 20s. That mean, and that way, if you as a man will say, I want while and have do all kind of food, try them in your 20s. I have a difference of opinion. Me and her share the same opinion as far as you shouldn't get married in your 20s, but that wild part thing there, I ask myself and I ask the audience, why do we have to pick up destructive behaviors? Like, why would you encourage somebody to wild out in their 20s? A whole heap of people wild out in them 20s and they're still paying for it now in their 40s and 50s and can't catch back normal. You know what I'm saying? If you want to try a little drugs, try it in your 20s. People try drugs in them 20s and they've never been the same again. Now they have to live life, never being the same again. Altered mentally, spiritually, that kind of stuff. So my advice now, and why I would say that you should not be thinking about marriage in your 20s is these things right here. Your 20s is a time, no, enough of we past with 20s already. So this, we are talk to those who are coming, all right, are those who are forwarding. You know, no, they're coming, we know they're forwarding, all right. But in your 20s is a time where, let's start off with science. Your frontal lobe is not fully developed. Let's start off with that, right? Your ability, your higher thinking place, your decision, executive thinking, it's called decision making, your ability to control impulse or your impulsive behaviors and all these things. Those are not in place in your 20s, not until in your later 20s, heading into your 30s, by the way. So if you're going to take up marriage in your 20s, then you must understand that when arguments break out, what you're going to resort to is your inability to actually solve a problem. You know, when you get older, certain things don't matter no more. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, Lord, that's what I argue for. Sure, let go that man. Come here. Make we talk about this, right? In your 20s, it's different. What? What you said to me? Hey girl, send me up, me send you back up under your mother. And it's like tit for tat. That's in you in your 20s. You just haven't figured it out yet. You haven't figured out, say, you can sit and reason about a topic or a difference you might have with somebody and then talk to each other with the end goal to come to some kind of an amicable agreement and a conclusion and move on to more positive. You can't, it's hardly found in people in their 20s, the ability to do that. So if you couple marriage into that, and remember, you know, marriage is for life. Marriage is all about being there with somebody for the rest of your life, going through all their changes. You don't even recognize that when you meet somebody in their 20s and you decide, I want to spend my life with you, that person is not going to be the same in their 30s. That person is not going to be the same in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s. That person ain't going to be the same from 25 to 30. You understand? So people change and you might not be able to handle those changes. That's why you find a lot of people getting divorced or a lot of people separating or a lot of relationships get to a place where I just be a butt head of going in there because all that, right? And marriage ain't no light something. In your 20s, you have a fantasy of what marriage should be. And you aim for that fantasy if you're a person that wants to be in a marriage. A wise man said, marriage is an institution for humans who like being confined to an institution. I thought that was funny. I heard that, but I still went ahead and tried it anyways, right? BM says you should not get married at all. Period. No man, hold on there. We could take a call. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo. Blessed love, my big
All
brother.
right, load up. Good morning, my brother. What go on?
Listen, my married when I 22 in a brother.
You're married when you're how much?
I'm married when I 22, brother.
22. What go on? Did it work out?
5 years going now, but you know what I have ups and downs.
Mm.
You know, anyway. But I would come out and say, don't tell you, don't marry when I'm like 20.
Is that a wise idea? You can't tell people what.
I think our mindset.
Mindset.
I think our mindset of the youth them. I think our mindset of the culture different, brother, from other people culture them.
Yes, Kerry and Jones, Broomy. So right now, me I try to figure out where did the broom situation happen in a Broomy's life. Cause Broomy say married from 22, so, and it's been.
Yeah, because I guess what happened.
Yeah, that broom something there.
I think our always. It's more cute than Jamaica. They're not even growing up. Most of you them the father them run.
Father runway gone.
The father runway. So the father and the mother. Structure the thing and grow the youth them right and proper way.
So
mindset of the youth them, brother.
All right, me I go get into all that, right? But me want to do it uninterrupted. So but let me ask you, since you call in first, at what period in your life did the broom situation happen?
Broom situation, what do you mean?
Remember you had took out man from under bed with the broom because you know the girl who you did have
No, because you know, so me love always people have experience, big but I like the look childish thing. I really date young girl, brother.
Yeah, at what point in your life? So at that person you're married to still?
No. Different person married to.
Oh, so that happened before you turned 22?
Yeah. That happened when I was about 18.
Yeah,
about 19, 18.
Okay.
20.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But so when I said here still SouFLo, I think of the mindset and the culture. And that's why I tell you this, brother. That's why I know for young youth them that have nothing. Because you see this bag of woman thing, brother, I'm usually do it.
Yeah, you
know. Not your broke and nothing, brother. You make you work this, brother. Be a party and all that. Our mindset of the youth them, brother.
Yeah.
And
you get rinsed out.
The man, yeah, man, the father them need to stay in the youth them life, brother. Stay all in the road, rough it, you stay with the youth, brother. Even if you move out for the woman house, make sure you assist and you help.
And you're growing
up your youth, brother, because it's very important.
Facts. Let me get into this. Me not cut you off. Wrap it up for me and then let me get into this. Because I want to go through this.
No, you can't wrap it up, but I don't really agree. But you have your opinion still, and me respect your opinion.
Manners.
But a lot of you married when them young. Some work out and some not going to work out.
All right.
You know?
All right.
Go ahead. Come here, listen. Interesting topic.
Manners. All right. So listen, like I was saying before, and there's always exceptions to the rules. My grandparents, 97, 95, grandma passed away last year at 95 years old. They met in them 20s and they met in them early 20s and got them stay together for them whole life until grandma passed away at 95 years old, right? Listen, yes, there's gonna be those. There are gonna be those, but those people didn't have no smooth sailing. Every now and then you find a couple and make up their mind to stay together for life. We all know this. Divorce is trending now. It's the thing to do now. I married you on Monday. If I don't like you by a weekend, I'm out. I'm filing papers. I just saw the world set now. It's easier to get a divorce now, and it is not frowned upon anymore as once gone before. Back in the day, when you tell people say I get a divorce, it's like, yo, you mash up your family. Oh my God, you couldn't work it out. no, this not right in the sight of God and all these things. And these people, they kind of adhere to that. So them would have stick through everything and anything. Man and woman beat up each other in the house, them still stay together with each other. 10 years later, them still together. Nowadays, you know, 2 fight broke out in the house. It's not good. You miss a run, but people cut before fight start. People cut from, I don't even like the way you speak to me anymore. Instead of communicating with their partner, like, hey, I'm leaving. If I can't handle how you speak to me, and then stand on it, you know, them stay there. Not no more. Not no more. So in your 20s, my advice to people in their 20s would be use your 20s to solidify yourself. As in, use your 20s. Your 20s from 20 to 30 is a whole decade. Use that decade to give yourself a head start in life. Use that decade to go earn a degree or earn some kind of apprenticeship, some kind of certification, some kind of learn a skilled trade, something in that part of your life. Figure yourself out in that part of your life. Don't use up yourself. Don't distribute yourself everywhere and then do stuff that you're ashamed of in your 30s, 40s. That means when you meet somebody and a partner is honestly saying, so tell me about your past and thing, you know, in relationships, how you were, and you're so offended by that question and you're triggered, that the first thing you gotta tell them is, my past is none of your business. Anytime you see somebody say that, my past is none of your business, that's a defense mechanism. It's because the past so dirty, them no shame, because I don't know not one human being on earth that is ever ashamed to speak of good things that they have done. You understand? Me don't know one human being on earth that is ever ashamed to speak of good things that they have done. So if your past was good, you would bring it up naturally. When your past dirty and murky and you know it's shameful to tell anybody else, then flip it around now in today's society. Up is down, good is bad, loyalty is gone, all these other things. So they'll flip it around and tell you, my past ain't none of your business. How could your past not be any of my business if I'm planning on marrying you, right, as a woman, right, and a man? I'm gonna ask you your past, and you have some traumatic events that happened in your past before that still affect you now. I'm gonna be dealing with triggers. I'm gonna do things and say things will trigger you in a way where we bex and a fight for the next 2 weeks, and we're living together. And me have to go deal with all this. And I don't know where this is coming from and all this. Of course, you're supposed to tell your past to the person who, you know what I mean, you decide, say, this is the person I want to be with, whatever. Not get defensive. So the story is, don't do stuff in your 20s that you're going to be ashamed of for the rest of your life, that you can't tell somebody and be honest about. That's for one for me. I would also tell them, yes, solidify yourself, learn a trade, get a degree, all that other stuff. I will say it like this. If you grind hard in your 20s and not the grind hard, like, stop up me meat, me attack hard, enough of we gone that way they already from. We hear grind, but grind hard, as in if you work hard, put your nose to the grind. That means you don't even know which day of the week it is because you're so invested in being a better person and figuring life out and figuring yourself out and laying a foundation for yourself to go forward on. If you put that in your 20s for that whole decade, I guarantee you, you will be reaping success in your 30s. Not only that, you will be conditioned by the time you hit your 30s to work hard, to, you know, continue building on what you have invested in so far and these things. Cock your ears if you don't like hear bad word. I'm going to be real raw right now. I'm giving you 2 seconds. Cock your ears if you don't like hear bad word. When you see me go like this, you can uncock your ears. I don't want nobody tell me about, you could have warned me that you were going to be cussing. If you have children listening, cock them ears too, if you don't want them hear this. There are people right now that are in their 40s and 50s and 60s that's sucking dick to pay the rent. There are people right now that are giving their bodies to and sleeping with other people just to have somewhere nice to live. You don't want to be that person there. And it's because a lot of them frig up and sell out themselves in them 20s. So anything you do for that whole decade, you're going to have the repercussions of it coming back in the next decade to 2 decades of your life. That is why I said all that you have to deal with, plus put marriage in it, allow out the marriage thing. Allow it out in your 20s. Wait till you reach in your 30s at least. That way, you know, frontal lobe fully developed. You know, you're at a place, you're not perfected at it yet. You're just now fully into, so you can start to deal with things better. You know what I mean? Than running and you can't handle where you're running to. So I'm not telling nobody about, yo, your 20s is the time to sleep with who you want to sleep with. Who for ears did cock, you can't uncock your ears. I'm not telling none of them young people here about 20s is the time to do everything you want, to get all the partying out the way. There are people that never did any of that, any of it. And they're happy and successful and all this in life because they never mash up themselves. Anything you do to yourself, you're going to have to unwind from it. Remember, me tell you, if you have somebody who sleep around with a lot of people and collected a lot of spirits, you know, soul ties, you're going to have to unwind from each and every one of those before you come back to being you as you were created to be with all the extra baggage. If you're a person who are involved in a crime and violence or stupidity, the repercussions are going to follow you for a while. For some people, it follow them for the rest of them life. So don't start off on a bad foot. Start off good and build from that good. That's my part when me have to say concerning what the sister girl said. While out in your 20s and sleep with who you want to sleep with and all. No. Learn to control yourself in your 20s. By the time you reach your 30s, you will have perfected it somewhat, but it's still on the road to progress, right? If you do all that, you're going to have to be rehabbing for get back to normal again. It look fun. All that stuff looks and seems fun, but there are consequences and repercussions. See it? And Ellis says, if it's traumatic, talk about it. So if there needs to be therapy to overcome stuff, yes. So I don't understand everybody on this new wave. Your past is not anybody's business. Your past ain't your man business, girl. I don't know why insecure men ask about your past. Insecure women want to know about your past. No, real people who actually really care about going forward with you want to know about your past. I don't go to no car dealership and say, let me get that used car right there. Car. The whole of we used, by the time we find somebody else, we used. You're coming from one relationship, you had a relationship before. Nobody now meet no virgin again. See? So you're coming from one to the next. You're a used vehicle. I don't go up on no car lot and say, yeah, let me get that one right there. I like how it looks shiny and nice on the outside. You don't want to know if it's been in an accident before. You don't want to know if the chassis bent. You don't want to know if it have ignition problems or electronic problems. You don't want to know if it's going to need a new transmission soon, which is going to cost you a few $1,000s. You don't want to know none of that. You just want to jump in it and try drive it. No. And if we put all that interest into a used car, we must can put all that interest into somebody that we plan on investing ourselves into for the rest of our lives. Not true? BM says, I am financially stable and I am not willing to share anything more in a marriage. Really? In a marriage? You're not willing to share anything more in a marriage? So you want to keep all your things to yourself. You don't want to build no foundation with nobody. You know, because when you share, them share too, you know. A marriage is supposed to be about uplifting each other. You can't be the only successful person in the marriage, knowing that your partner has dreams and goals and ambitions. You're supposed to push your partner to go, you know, get them dreams, goals, and ambitions to fruition. And then you're going to enjoy their winnings as much as they will enjoy your winnings if they reciprocate and push you also to accomplish your goals and dreams and aspirations and stuff. That's how marriage is supposed to be. See? They need a reconstruction and rejuvenation. I want to know go on with. BM says, I am financially secured and me not try to share nothing in a no marriage. I once got married twice, and both marriages, they saw me coming. They smells me from afar financially. Oh, so you made two bad choices and two con man get you or two con woman get you. BM, I don't know if a man or a woman. Two con man get you. Jane Anders says, did it in my 20s. Will try it again when I reach almost retirement age. Permanent company, maybe. Yeah, but not marriage. You get bite already, you know, and get bite again. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Michelle Howell says the man is keeping his money while she keeps her money or her honey. Oh, no honey, no money, no honey. No money, no honey. I sell or not sell catches, but no money, no honey. The honey is not for sale. The honey is supposed to be free. Cause me, I give you honey to and you give me honey. So we're exchanging honey. It's a fair exchange. We're gonna stop with this sell sex something. That's what we're reaching a society now, where we are encouraging young girls them to go sell sex. No money, no honey. You know, tell her about no foundation, no strong support, no real love, no longevity plan and outlook that includes her. You know, tell her them something there. You just tell her about no money, no honey. All right, well, a whole heap of people out there will have money and want the honey. So when she when she don't get money for the honey, boy, we have to be careful what we are saying here. We have to be careful. Kaita Empress says marriage is a lot of work, and after 28 years or so in my next lifetime, I want to be in a polygamous relationship. Kaita, as a woman, you want to be in a polygamous relationship? Uh, are you going to be the one that have the many husbands? Or because that's what them usually mean, you know. When I very rarely meet a Western black woman who say, I want to be in a polygamous relationship and yeah, I don't mind if my husband has 3 or 4 wives. No, they always say, I want to be in a polygamous relationship. I want to have 4 husbands. I want to be the one with the multiple partners. Me want to have 4 husbands. I mean, I always ask them like, what the benefit if you have 4 man? 4 man. You're gonna have a busy little space down there so with 4 man. Not true? Or somebody will get jealous or men don't play them kind of game there anyway. Not unless it's like, oh me a thief a boy girl and thief a ropes off a man thing and but other than that, we don't play with that. Not for your wifey. You know wanna know what me and him, me, John, Thomas, Steve, the whole away. A ropes, Sharon. Sharon one, I take it whole away. That's wifey. No, it doesn't even sound right. Call me biased, call me whatever you want, call me. It don't sound right. It don't. Kaitai Jai says the traditional polygamous relationship. I just want one husband and a lot of wife to help me with the work. Stand up and give her a round of applause. She just want one husband and a lot of wives to help her with the one husband. You're a good woman. Use a good woman. I want you to spread that teaching and then tell me where you are spreading it. Use a good woman. Yes. So left out the marriage thing for your 20s. That's my advice. Like the caller just said though, you know, he got married in his 20s, but his thing is like 5 years old. So and you know, it have ups and downs, he says, but they're working it. Call me back in 5 more years and let me hear what going. See? Call me back in 5 more years and let me hear what's going on. God spare my life, make me there for 5 more years, because I want to hear the outcome of that. You're married in your 20s. With that, nobody ain't agreeing. None of the women here are agreeing with Kaita Jai Empress. Audrey Wright said, no spread it yourself. Me no need help. Why? Okay. If you don't need help, and some women don't need help. They are the one-stop shop. Them have everything locked. See? Them really don't need no help. Sometimes them even too much for the one man. So him no say him no need no more. That's another thing, fellas. You can't be a man where you know have the wherewithal to accommodate multiple wives. So nobody try it if you're not chosen. You have to be chosen. You have to be literally chosen to do that. You understand? It's gonna come down to finances, whether you like it or not. It's gonna come down to your time and how well you can split yourself. It's gonna come down to your assets And it's going to come down to all these things in at the end. So if you can't and you're not made for that, leave that alone too. Just do a one burner thing, stick with that, invest your all in that, and try to make that work. Like I said just now, some women out there are that one-stop shop. Yeah. And sometimes them even too much for the one man. So him no say him no need nothing else. I mean, if you tell you about it. Catsmore says, I am 6 different women in one. Not true? Why? And I bet you some of them he don't even like. But he have to take it with the ones that he likes. He probably don't like 3 of them. But he probably but he have to take it with the other 3 where he like. Anyhow, moving right along. Message for them this morning and we move on. The child that went berserk. The child that went berserk. I want to talk about this one. So bad. Let's watch this video first. See, the video is pretty lengthy. YouTube is probably going to tell me my video is not worth doing business with on this one because I might have to chop out the part here later, but who they hear and is going to see it. See? All right. Let me see if I can put the volume on it. No call is coming in this time. We're just going to go through this video. Here we go. Sound? No sound? Give him a sound. Okay, so apparently there's no sound to this video. I'm gonna put on back the phone where people are supposed to call in on and just watch the video. See video here. So what's happening here, right, is giving us a good insight into school and what the teachers are dealing with in schools in Jamaica. That thing you see in that little man is a big rock stone. He's trying to get to a little girl that they were having some kind of a, see what him do with the stone? Clotted through the window. He still can't calm down. He's trying to drag the little girl out of the classroom. That's the teacher in the classroom doorway. Watch the big stone where I'm just flying at. Yo, that's the teacher in the doorway videotaping him and trying to tell him to stop, right? He's not stopping. Him go find more stone. Watch this. You see the size of that stone? Look at the size of that stone. And that ain't the only one. And fling it through the window. I'm sure him never lick nobody. Grabs the little girl right there. Tries drawing her out the class. And forget the teacher. Watch the next stone where him fling. Everybody start running inside now. The teacher is saying go inside and stay safe on these things, right? All right, watch it again. Big stone in the classroom again. And he's going. There's no stopping him. Him angry. Whatever he's angry about, he's fuming angry. Watch the size of the stone there, my friend. My daughter go to school. She's 7, 8, 9 years old. You hit her with a stone like this, somebody, I don't care what nobody say about your age. You understand? I fight kids and then let parents come find me and we fight parents too. I got a lot to say on this one, man. But that's why you watch it. Watch it stone them. Why didn't the teacher drop him? We're going to talk about that. More stone, you know? And all he's doing is running around the building trying to find different ways to either draw the little girl out of the classroom or fling a big stone inside the classroom to hit her. Listen, a time gone by, you see? First of all, let me say this. And I might be wrong, but I'm willing to bet money I'm not wrong. There's no father in that little boy house. I don't have to ask. There is no father in that little boy house. You see it? You see if that little boy did have a man at home where look upon him somewhere. My grandfather, Mas Clevey, one time that look upon we, you know. That's all you needed, right? And that man there, he will let stuff build up. And one day he would say, any day in the corner you upstairs there, you see, your mother stay far and I feel it. And the 1 and 2 time when actually did corner you, because it's not a man that beat for everything. My grandma did the beating. It's not a man who beat for everything, but anytime in the corner you're up there, it was something that you as a child, you know. So your mother did stay far and feel that. because you get some rotted lick, right? It was on the brink of death. You felt like you were going to die. Now, Jamaica got to this place where, you know, what America does, Jamaica does, and all these things. And I'm trying to say, like, are we not allowed to have our own culture in some ways? Do we have to follow everything? Do we have to follow everything? And I know people are going to come out and say, SouFlo, we don't know what's going on with the little boy. Maybe he's hurting. Maybe at home he's this. Maybe he's that. Maybe he has behavioral issues. Me see one person leave a comment and say, you can tell by him facial features, say, him not too right in the head and him born that way there. I don't know what the hell y'all looking at. That little boy had enough sense to not hit the teacher. He had enough sense to cite teacher out of the way. He was just not listening to teacher. And he was so upset. He doesn't know how to handle certain things or regulate his own behavior. So him just bad. Him a the bad student. Him a the student when nobody now gonna mess with. See? Nothing wrong with the little boy. Nothing is wrong with him other than the things them like what we are gonna say regular things. Nothing wrong with him as far as him born stupid or him born with issues in his brain. That little boy is fine. Yes, him need whole heap of guidance and him need whole heap of love, obviously, and he needs somebody close by to teach him the right things and the right way how to deal with things. Him not have it. I can tell you right now, and probably have a mommy that would, but daddy is not there. Just the fact that I would have to go home and know some Mars Clevey did in the house there, it would have been enough to stop me from doing something like that. Worse if them did have video figure show, yo, me wouldn't go home. Me wouldn't go home. But when Jamaica did this, take corporal punishment out of school completely, right? I said, this ain't back in the days. You can't be beating the kids them like this. The whole slavery thing where you beat for everything. You know, some parents used to get carried away with the discipline. Strip down them picnic, use rope and tie them to a tree that has an ant's nest at the root of the tree. I talk about things I know in a real life, you know. Tie your own picnic to a tree and make the ants them crawl up on the picnic, bite him up, him naked, all him balls, I get bite up, swell up big like grapefruit, these things. That's some that right there are some plantation something, you know, and those are the things that I said should be removed completely. But some picnic needs some raw slick. Pardon my language, but may I say it again. Some picnic needs some raw slick. Believe me, we are not all the same. Some of us are born, or all of us are born with different types of temperament. See? Some youth from them little just so them stay them wild and wassy and them we fling a big stone and lick out your eye or lick out your picnic eye and that kind of stuff. And then there were others of us who were wild and wassy just the same, but we had some adults around that we knew we had to answer to anytime we step out of line and try act like we're crazy. And the discipline was a real discipline. So we didn't do it. We might have thought of doing it. Yo, I fling two big stone off of Mr. Smith to say I can't stand him. The man beat me this morning, come me late to school, tell me about opening up my hand. And me did I take a lick. I try to explain to him, say, me did have to go down a bush figure. Him no want to hear it. Yo, I'm going to bust up in here when me see him out the road. You would think it. You would have think it, but I bet you wouldn't do it. Me not know no story from I was growing up of any of the kids that fought any of the teachers. None. No, allow me to tell. Me did up at Knox. I was at Knox College and me can call them name now. Nika and Hosanna is a brother sister from California. They were boarding students at Knox when I was at Knox. And Mr. Morrison, the track and field coach, used the whistle, the cord, the nylon cord on the whistle and lick Nika and wheel her up. Well, our big strapping brother, we did in the liquor school for our big strapping brother up at high school, and this man was already 6 feet something. You know, them time that with Marga and thing and little and them man are big and bigger than all the teacher them and everything look like them do bodybuilding and stuff. So Mr. Morrison lick him sister and he came down there and he was like, fuck, you did my sister. grab Mr. Morrison by his neck and pick him up in our ear so and then slam him. Blow like like I want to see because we have never seen nothing like that before. We had never seen nothing like that before. So again, our Yankee picnic actually carry that come to Jamaica and beat a teacher in front of it. Other than that, I have never seen children beat teachers. Or there's another one, next incident that recently happened. A student walked up to the teacher in a Jamaica and clatter a box, and the rest of the teacher then went on protest, and they addressed these things like this is what we're having to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So once we took all kinds of corporal punishment out of school, guess what? You see the rise in the youths them who you can't tell nothing. Them no business how old you is, what your position of authority is, them no care about none of that. Thumb principal in a mouth, fling big stone. I remember one when I seen the little youth, they have him T-square and stuff, nice uniform done and pants pleat up good and look. Outer road. And then buck up a teacher outer road from his school. This video was circulating on Instagram for a while and on YouTube even. And the youth buck him up and the other students are there. This at the bus stop. And the youth say, yeah, we're not up on school compound now. Pussy. What? Say something now. Say something now. And then watch the youth now. One little youth, see me with him finger to the teacher, you is a big body man. Yo. And he's walking around the teacher on video, talking to the teacher like this. I leave the teacher, leave school, and I go home now. I have to confront a student that don't like him from inner school. We never did nothing like that, and I never saw the older kids around us did anything like that. You respect the teacher off of school grounds and on school grounds. You respected your school uniform and these kind of things. Nowadays, them are film porno videos in a school uniform and post them on porn sites. And I've told people that, and I've seen them. Y'all hang on a banana tree in our school uniform. Y'all ride taxi man in our school uniform and these things. Them are do it in the classroom, in school, and video in it to show you. So we way gone down another street that we weren't supposed to go down. We made that turn, and it's like we can't come back from that turn because what are they going to do now? What are they going to do now? How are we going to solve this now? Right? Ask me, SouFLo, what you would have done if you were the teacher? I would have grabbed the little boy and I would subdue him. And then I would confine him somehow until his parents or and people who are responsible for him come pick him up. Here's the thing. I don't know if you are paying attention, but teacher get beat by parents, security guard get beat by parents. Or you talk to them, pick this up. These parents nowadays are different too. Them go up at the school to go fight the teacher because they didn't like what the teacher said to their son or their daughter. And the teacher is trying to discipline the child and keep the classroom so she can actually teach. Because that she come to school for do. She didn't come to school to babysit. She didn't come to school to take care of your wild picnic all day and have that wild picnic distracting all the other children that came to learn. She came to school to teach. See? And if the teacher says something to the picnic and him don't like it, him go tell him mother. His mother come up at the school and fight off the teacher in front of everybody. We've had quite a few cases of that happened so far, up until even recently, up until like about a week or 2 weeks ago. So yeah, where do we go from here with these kids? Hug him. He looked like he need a hug. Make the little girl hug him. Jane Ander, really? If a teacher ever make my daughter hug a boy, me thump out her teeth them. If she ever make no... Listen, if a boy like that trying to fling big rocks like that after my daughter and I try draw her out of the classroom in your presence as a teacher and you make my daughter hug up the boy there, yeah, I might be one of them parents that come up to the school, the same parents I talk about that contribute to the problem. I might turn into one of those, but I would really think it was justified. Don't make nobody's daughter hug no boy picnic first of all. I send me picnic come to school for hug up no boy. I send it to school to learn. I left her in your care as an adult, right? I left her in your care as an adult. We're not hugging nobody. Get that wild picnic under control and get in touch with their family quick. That's what you're supposed to do. Period. No matter with the hug up something and all that. If you want to hug him up, you hug him up. You're a teacher. See? Here's another thing. It's risky nowadays. Because that same student that don't like you as a teacher trying to discipline them, you go over there, try to hug that student up. Next thing you hear, sir, did I squeeze my breast? Then you come up on child something charges, child molestation charges. A real thing, you know. Is a real thing. So this whole hugging up on something, no, it would have worked in my time when me I go to school. But then I pick me up. Next thing, teacher afraid. Teacher afraid. You don't know what that child have on them. That child is exhibiting real wild and violent behavior. That child probably have a little knife on him somewhere. Not saying that that kid did. I'm saying you don't know. It's just like when police approach suspect. Police don't know if this suspect have something fully loaded, ready to unload it in a police face. So police have to be bummy and scared, right? It's the same thing for teachers. There ain't no metal detectors at these schools. Nobody searched that little boy before him coming out of school. We don't know. And what we know is what we see is that he's being violent. So who's to tell? Me with a good intention now as a teacher, go hug him up and say, boy, him look like him hurting. Stab me, get stabbing at the middle of my chest. And you hear, come on for me. No. Different times now. Different times now. Mervyn the Point Jamaica Curse says she should have restrained him, but the rule says that the teacher can't leave the classroom. How she going to restrain him? How is she going to restrain him? That would take a security guard to restrain that kid. That you see the teacher? Did you see her? She can't restrain that kid. It's not like he's small. That teacher there would have get beer big stone. Look at the teacher. The teacher is in the doorway, my friend. Look at the size of the stone them. He must have miss move out of my way, man. He probably have said, I truly respect you, I mean no cloth to you know. Look, dragging the little girl out. Y'all go care to go hug him. This I don't know 4-year-old. We do that to 3 and 4-year-olds. We can't do it to big. This is not no small kid. So what you teach a sight a stone. Yes, you say all the teacher duck way. She can't restrain that kid, my friend. We all want to be in this perfect world where we are so humane and we handle everything precise and to a certain degree and point and all this stuff. Sometimes it doesn't require all that complexity. Sometimes it's just a good quaff kind of quick and that you straighten up. It worked for me. It worked for a whole lot of us. And it can still work. If this kid had a gun, I don't know what would happen. Exactly, Veronica Gale. And the way he behaved, who's to tell if him can't get one and if he doesn't have plans of coming back and doing something more than what he was doing. I mean, that's violent. Those weren't pebbles him did a fling. Karen Notice says he had a problem holding the stone. I'm not touching him. Kata Empress says he's clean. His hair is cut. His clothes is ironed. He clearly has a caring mother. The behavior does not have to be linked to her, but who knows? Kids don't just act this way for no reason. So whether it's his environment, as in outside of his mother, like outside of your house, you know, sometimes kids are influenced by people in the community who act a certain way. And them say, some kids grow up idolizing like the baddest man in the community who everybody afraid of. And them say, yeah, me want to be just like him because everybody respect him. Everybody afraid of him. You know, see how them shake when him come around. Kids observe. They see more than we think they see. And they mirror behavior better than anything else. They mirror behavior better than anything else. So When him see these things in his community, people catch up on a fight and big stone a fling on these things, this is where him learn all that from. All right, you're right, Kaitai Joy. It doesn't have to be his mom, but I guarantee you, like I said before, no daddy in another house there. We'll hear more because I'm sure when they do a story, they're gonna say, SouFLoTV did say no daddy in them house there. Him having father, him just bad or something like that. Let's see. But I guarantee you, no daddy not in that house. Not an active daddy is not in that house. See? That's bully mentality. Yes, make everybody afraid of me. I'm in a business, I mean mash up this, I mean they lick down a girl, you know. It starts from early. It starts from early. Pussy Galore said, I wouldn't want my child around him. I wouldn't want my child around them neither. I don't know if I told y'all the story. My son Kosi was he's in high school now playing football, but Kosi just reached high school. So this was years ago. I noticed my child coming home from Sunday and sad. And he's not a saddy kind of person. He's hug me up and then, you know, we talk and stuff and go do something fun or something. I noticed he was very withdrawn. So I'm worried because I lost my brother to suicide. So I'm worried. Every time anything happens with one of my kids where their behavior goes off, I start thinking about my brother and how, man, you were around your own brother and you missed all the signs. You better not miss the signs with any of your picking them. So I'm triggered already, right? I'm observing him. I'm notice him not behave like himself. So I say one day, I said, Kosi, what's up? You all right? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. I said, how was school today? He said, it was okay. Kosi never says school was okay. Kosi wear the good boy, like what would I call a prefect in a Jamaican kind of school. You know, him wear the band where they make the student them wear hall monitor and all this other stuff. Very involved, jovial kind of kid. You know, them call him big teddy bear and all kind of something like that. So to see him so withdrawn, just out the blue, I just said to him, I said, who's bothering you in school? Is somebody bullying you? Is somebody bothering you in school? And him just come out and say, yes. I said, because I knew it. Because it wasn't nothing happening at home. So when I asked him, he finally told me who it was, right? And he told me the way how do you, I said, what does he do to you? He said, I'm trying to get to my class, Dad, and every time if I go right, he steps in front of me. If I go left, he steps in front of me. He pushed me out the way. I said, he pushed you out the way. He steps in front of you. Now, this time, we had a teacher that kept calling and talking about Kosi being late to the classroom. Now, here's my child telling me, if I try to reach into the class and this youth, I push him and step him out of the way. I went to the school one time, right? And we had a meeting. And I kid you not, this is what one of the teachers said. Well, you know, sometimes these things happen in school and we can't see everything. I said, okay, yeah, I understand that. He did tell us about it. We did speak to the student and we spoke to his parents as well. I said, okay. The teacher said, what? Hear this now. Hear the teacher. Well, you know, he's a big kid. Maybe if he like steps up and, you know, try to defend himself or something. What? He's a big kid. So maybe if he steps up and try to defend himself or something, I say, okay, my son could defend himself. Me pay money for him to karate school. But he knows not to use all that stuff on other people's kids. Plus, he's way bigger than kids his own age group. So next thing, him go pick up, drop somebody picnic on them head, and then he's in the court system because him kill somebody picnic in a school, right? So he tries to stay away from all that. I went to go pick him up one day from school, Mr. Kosi. The youth that's bothering you, do you see him out here? And I was lucky that day. He said, that's him right there on the bike. The youth, I ride. So I ride. I drive right next to the youth and watch him till him cross the street. I'm going to go right over there and catch him on our long main street where he couldn't turn nowhere, but people backyard. And I pull up. I cut him off right there, so, and I jumped out. I said, Kosi, get out the vehicle. Come here. Stand right here. I said, you know him? You know this kid? Kosi says, yes, he's the kid that's been bullying me in school. I said, say it again. He said, he's the kid that's been bullying me in school, Dad. I said, you know my son? The youth looked upon me. I said, no. I said, you don't know my son? He says, not really. I said, okay, listen. The next time you in school, you don't even see him. He's invisible to you. You don't say nothing to him. Don't say anything good. Don't say anything bad. You look the other way when you see him coming. I fight kids, and I'll let your parents come out here and have to come fight me. Jump back in that car. I said, Kosi, get in the damn truck. I got back in my truck and drove off, right? You know where I look up picnic though? Change school. Yeah, change school. Because Kosi, like a week later, 2 weeks later, was like, I don't see him around the school anymore. I've changed school. So sometimes you have to step in for your kids like that as well. I'm not sending my kid to no school with no little boy like that that's acting like that. What are we going to wait for? You're going to wait for that big rock stone to lick out one of your picnic eye, and then your daughter will have to live without an eye from she's 9 years old until however long she lived to be. Them can't replace your eye now. They could only give you a fake eye to make it look a prosthetic eye. So I not take no joke and no laughing nothing. I fight the kid and make the kid parents come. And I fight the parents too. Your mom and dad better come talk to me and talk to me nice and talk to me good. And we could play it any which way when it comes to my children. But no, that little boy that don't have a daddy in their house. Real talk. Kaitai Jai Empress said they teach that to the kids at school. When my children told me the same thing, I went to the library and I found all the movies about foster care and I showed it to them. Yeah, man. But as far as I'm concerned, that's how me handle stuff. Now, being on a realistic level now, the kid need help. Okay, it's obvious to see that little youth that needs some help. I don't know what's going on in his background. I don't know what's going on in his background. I don't know what is what. You have to understand, I'm 6'5", so when I run up on one like school picnic, them already I look up on me like, oh damn, I get up on him. I'm like, what's up? You know my son? You know him? Do you know him? And you could already see that he's like pooping in his pants and stuff, but I don't care. I don't care. I give you your one warning. When you see mines, look the next way. You understand? Count the clouds going by and the leaf them on the tree. Don't even look past for me. That's the difference between parents who play about their kids and just say stuff and then won't back it up, and then those that will go one all the way until everything mash up for minds. And I'm about that with minds. You know what I'm saying? The little boy need help though. You could tell that he needs help. You could tell that there's something going on with him that's way more than that. On the other hand, we don't really know what took place before. We see the video of him flinging stone, but we don't know what really took place before. You understand? I would hope that it wasn't something where he was violated in a way where actions like that, midday say, fling the ass stone them, yes? Oh, you mean? You don't know what the little girl did to him. You don't know what, but I'm guessing that she probably didn't do nothing. Cause the way how him a drag her and she a try pull back, it tells me she ain't the type, and I like she shot in my box and them a fight and she one of them kind of she looked like she probably said something that hurt his feelings or something like that, and him take it to the extreme. But we don't know what happened before the video, so we're not totally judge the youth. Wait from all that. At the same time, look at his behavior though, in the presence of authority. That. Don't miss that. Look at his behavior in the presence of authority. So you know the teacher them lose control. They just there. They just there. Their hands are tied by law now. Karen Notice says, I got jumped in junior high. My mom went to the school and the next day they never bothered me again. All that's something there. I got jumped too while I was in junior high. Get thumping at the back of my head and me have to run. And they were running after me, and I never felt so scared in my life. I feel like them are gonna kill me, and all this. But I had to go back the next day and fight, and they gave me a fair one. They never gonna jump me no more. And I fought the dude, and from ever since then, nobody else wanted to fight with me or nothing. I mean, I was doing stuff I didn't even know I could do because I had never been challenged in that way, you know. So they brought the lion out of me, and the lion came out, and I did what I had to do, and I never had anybody else try to fight me again after that. Plus, me start grow after that. Me start get big. I was 15 years old. By the time I was 15, I was already 6 feet tall. 14, I was already 6 feet tall. So that summer between 14 and 15. I shot up to 6. So I started getting big. And when you're in a school that young and that big, you kind of tend to, it's like prison. Nobody goes into prison and look for the biggest guy in there. And it's like, yo, I want to fight him, kind of something. So, why? Anna Ellis says, hold up. Anna Ellis said, I lost it. Okay, Anna Ellis says, can just tell you that the man he is going to be if him not get help. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I said he did it in the presence of authority. So just know that one of them people there, if him not get some help, God help whoever they're around him, because when him decides to chop you up, mash you up, or whatever, he's not going to care who's there. He's not going to care what the consequences are after. So he needs help. He need intervention like right now. I hope they take him out of school and get him some real help. If that happened in the US, he wouldn't be back in the same school. He would definitely be going to an alternative school, but he would be going to a place where he had counseling, regular counseling. You could fight in school in the US and you would still probably get in school or out school suspension, come back at school. But once you start pick up all them big construction block piece of stone there and fling after people picnic and in the presence of a teacher and all these and dragging people, you're probably not going to be coming back to that school. So I hope that they have that kind of a resource close by in Jamaica where he can actually get help. See, Tyson Thompson, thank you for checking in. Big up yourself. Hope your eye is in a better place. Yeah, man, my eye good long time. I'm getting ready to do surgery on the other one in a month. So both of them can, get back to whatever. Yes, Pussy Galore, some serious intervention needed. Debbie Jervis says, I had to say that same thing to a little ratchet boy who was messing with my daughter. She whooped his ass good and proper. And then I went to his house and told his home and told him and his mama that. Yeah, you have to do that. So, message of the morning is not everybody is the same. There are kids out there that not only these teachers are dealing with that, but your children are going to school and they have to deal with that as well. So you're picking their school afraid, right? While you're at work, you're thinking, my child is secure, they're in school, they're under the watchful eyes of the teacher. No, them in them afraid. Class upon lockdown. We do a mad student in here where we run outside and grab big rock stone and bust anybody head, and teacher can't do nothing about it. So your children are dealing with this as well. So the parents them out there, make sure you're paying attention to your children as well. Watch their demeanor, watch how your happy child, if them start look sad and all these things. Picnic kill themselves nowadays too. A picnic like these them go school with and they can't do nothing about it and nobody ain't listening and them get bullied. Imagine him bullying a child every day. You see how violent he can get? Imagine him bullying a child every day. Pick up one big stone like that. Hey boy, after your son and your son affair and run come home every day. It's gonna change your child. It's gonna change your child. Audrey Wright says, I have a resting bee face inherited from my mom, so nobody ever to this day bothers me. Why? But yeah, man, with that said, we remember the days when we wouldn't even think of doing that because we actually had those people around us who would have make sure. So you remember never to ever do that again. You wouldn't even think about it. No wouldn't even dream about it too long. If me I dream about it, me get it out of my head because I used to think that they could read my mind. The adults that were around them could have read my mind. I'm sure. Me used to sure so them are gonna kill me. If I get out of line, they would kill me. Yes, grandma love me and grandpa love me, but me think them will kill me too. That's that healthy dose of fear and respect that is missing from our children today. Everybody I try to be depicting them friend. Big grown adults trying to be these children friend. You sit down on cell phone whole day, I scroll, them sit down next to you on cell phone whole day, I scroll, I share jokes. Look at this. Yo, what you watching? Okay, and all that. Grown people trying to be kids' friends. You're not supposed to be their friend like that. You're here to guide them. You're here to protect them, not to be their buddies. Then them start pass them place and feel like you and them a size. That's what's going on. Right, that's all. Karen Jones says, back in the day when you do some shit, your parents used to ask if you're ready to meet. You're ready for me to make you, and me make you, me bring you into this world, yeah. And me can take you out of this stuff. Yeah. Meet me by the river someday. And that me used to hear, cause funeral song that, you know, and that me used to hear playing in my head. Every time my grandfather say, any day I call you upstairs in that room there, meet me by the river someday. Me see me casket, me see people are cry. Woo-hoo-hoo. Once clean, we kill him. Me see all that in my vision, so me just straighten up myself like right away. Him never have to actually corner me no more up there, so right? We need to go back to that. We need to go back to that. Me see a brother do a video recently, and I totally agree with him. I actually said I was going to share this video on here. See? And he said the same thing. He was like, yo, them take the beating and corporal punishment out of school in Jamaica. And then after they did that is when you saw the rise of all these children totally out of control, one beat off the teacher them, having sex in the classroom, coming in here acting like nobody can tell them nothing, and them are some wild Lego beast picnic, and we as adults have to stay there and act like we are afraid of them. And he was absolutely right. Absolutely right. See me? Let me share the video.
And that gunman there give me trouble and me beat it. Yeah, man. Well, I will make Mr. Andrew Wallace know this. My pitney when he give me trouble and me beat him, come take liquor for him. And that's why so much gunman there and we can't control them. We are 14, 13 and 15. Because we want to bring foreign to Jamaica. Where Jamaican tough and pitney them and lick grow them. And when you was a youth, a lick grow no make you acknowledge life up till today. And for you start talk about corporal punishment, nothing in the home, then most of the people them are done gunman, thief. You can't talk to them at school anymore as teacher. See? And when me go to school as a youth teacher, belt, slap it in them hand and teach pick the wrong from right. And right now the wrong from right now teach because when I come in with a look of foreign style, when people are going to kill off them parents and sit down in a house till the police come. And then I go kill people pitney. I say parents, nah school them pitney good. When that pitney forget slap in them ass when them disobey. And you know with your rich pitney. Me no rich so me poor. You're so me man. Me have a school my youth big man. So try to get that in your head brother. And run the country properly and stop going like I want to run down the country in violence. Because that's why so much crime and violence are go on. Because nobody can school them pitney no more. I want to get to the style from. Eh? I tampering with people used to black the pitney and leather belt and school them properly. And you see how gonna grow come up nice and wonderful. And oh, them are brute force pitney are grow now. Disaster rust, gun rust, internet rust, everything that is bad in a eye. And you know why people school them pitney and you know then when the pitney never get out of hand. We need to acknowledge what Jamaica is from what we now run it to. Remember the days of Jamaica was natural culture. No, the natural culture not there again. Because beer nastiness and more sound government implementing it. Because sound no get pay, brother. So nobody come see me at school my picnic and I go beat my picnic to kill him, you know. Oh, now I beat him to kill him. Or you go to school and disobey the teacher and then call I-4, I have a slap him. And that will not run from. And that's why so much crime and violence in the country.
All right. That's a father was say what him did have to say. And him say exactly what me did I say. It's not that they remove corporal punishment out of the school. That's another big part. Because them they are stranger. Teacher is a stranger. So you don't really want a stranger beat your youth, right? Even though we grew up with strangers as teacher beating us. And your teacher ain't no stranger because you spend how many hours a day, every day almost with that teacher. See? So okay, let's get that out. They took the option of corporal punishment out of the homes. Out of the homes. And I remember when that started. Me tell my mother say if she lick me, I call the number here. They used to call HRS in Miami. My mother say you have to go make it to the phone. You're going to have to, and from she said that, me don't straighten up same time. Cause this woman I got fight me to get, she might probably kill me before me reach your phone. So me used to thinking in my head, so I didn't bother. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, fam, how you doing?
All right, I feel cheated because when I used to go to school, right, you're still on that topic, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
When I used to go to school, I used to even get beaten for coming in late to school.
Yes, yes.
If you come in late, you get beaten.
Yes.
You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand it right now. I remember when the teacher gave us 12 mathematics, and the 8 was the passing mark. And if you do this, that is the school, I'm going to get money.
Straighten up your phone for me. Yes, but you talk sense. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what's going on.
You're good now. You're good. Hold the phone.
Oh,
steady.
okay. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Even when the little boy throwing the stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Teacher hold on planning. It's not even the parents these days because remember the kids them are taking Molly and all of these things and all kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Self-hating people do not even have to call the parents anymore. These same kids get outside and put them and do whatever the teacher.
She break up. She breaking up bad. She breaking up bad. But she's saying these same students will lay wait the teacher outside the school. You know, break up bad. I don't know if you have moved around.
I'm gonna try again. If not, I'm gonna try again. But if not, I'll just end up and go on listen.
All right.
But at the end of the day, we really need let me come end up SouFLo because I may break up real bad. Next time, all right?
All right.
Good topic. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So Soji, beating for being late. You know why them used to beat you for being late, Soji? Because them used to see we down a road. I use stone, I fling, I try lick off apple off a Mazaki tree. Then used to see we going on Miss Jones them cane piece. I try broke sugar cane before we reach up a school compound. Then used to see we idle on the road before we go to school. Sometimes them used to drive past. Some of the youth them and say you better make it up to school before school starting. Come see you down here play all kind of karachi and these kind of things. So your eyeglass on roadside on your way to school. When you get to school, most times them identify you already. See? So you get few licking at your hand. I never nothing to kill you. It was hold out your hand and they strike your hand middle a couple of times. And tomorrow now, you know, say, when grandma said, come off of the veranda and go on to school, you go straight to school. You don't stay roadside and idle and all these things. It's a part of a community that was growing us. You had school to answer to. You had church to answer to. You had your grandparents or your parents to answer to, mommy and daddy. The uncle and the auntie them get involved, the whole community get involved. Because if Mazaki did see you and him go tell your grandfather or your grandmother or your mother or your father, you would have prayed Mazaki don't reach at the house before you. You would have begged Mazaki don't make them know, don't tell them nothing. Karachi, we used to call you higher and tear out the pan scratches before. When they are road a higher and tear out the pan scratches, when you reach a school, you're dirty, your pan scratches bust out. Your shoes, them dirty up. Yeah, licks. And then they used to tell me, Smith, I don't know what happened to him the other morning, but when he arrived at school, he was in a deplorable condition. Yes, pants body bust out, like his pants was ripped all underneath of it, and his shoes was dirty. I saw him down the road idling on his way to school, and I actually said out the car window, make sure you make it up to school before school start, and he didn't. You know, so we gave him a few licks in his hands when he came into school. But I wanted to keep an eye. I kill them or kill you when you reach your yard. I kill them or kill. I bet you no more Karachi around our roadside again. Huh? With the flat black Chinese shoes. Yeah, with the flat black Chinese shoes with the one thing will go over. So, and the ballet we used to call them. The ballets, them have like a brownish, reddish kind of bottom. Roxy 21, big up yourself. I appreciate you. Karen Jones says, are them a play a marble, all marble, and dandy shandy, all these things without a road a play. Duck and runner, think again, duck and runner. By the time you reach school, you're sweaty, you're tired, and you're late. No, you forget discipline. I didn't send you go a roadside, go do that. I send you go school, reach school. So those teachers were ensuring that you understood your parents' message, get you behind to school. Not true? All right. Nowadays, there is no checks and balances. There's the teachers and the parents, them are work on two different pages most of the time. That's a big thing right there as well. Teacher says something to the student don't like how it's said. Teacher got student got tell parents come to school now and fight teacher now. Now talk to me picnic like that. Me picnic did a fight and you hold him. Don't hold me, you put your hand on me picnic for. Me and you are gonna fight now. It's different. It's different. Smell green like lime and uniform, wet and dirty. Y'all get all licking on this morning, you see. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning. Sandra Ellis, big up and thank you.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. Keep the phone clear up the phone for me. I don't know if you're on speaker or Bluetooth or.
What you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on speaker.
Okay, we couldn't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, man. Keep it nice phone on. Move way along. What go on?
Okay, I'm sure I'm not a member, so I can't respond. I'll respond afterwards.
Talk now. We're live right now.
So I'm just saying to you, I agree with everything you're saying because nothing has changed about school. It's only technology.
Right.
And what I noticed, these parents, they're not doing their job. They're not showing what they're supposed to do at home.
Well, so them want teacher to do the job.
Right.
But teacher hands are tied.
Exactly.
Right.
And I remember I went to school and I yelled at my son. Then called Child Protective Service at me.
That's up here.
Yeah.
That's in the US.
Yes.
Yes. Because they don't want to discipline your kids because they have juvenile facilities for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they need bodies for those juvenile facilities.
They're exactly what I tell them. They want them to go down the school, jail pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And then graduate from juvenile facility to adult facilities, prison.
And go to jail.
Yes, that's the plan. So take out the corporal punishment out of the homes. The kids will go wild and crazy because they don't have anybody to answer to, and then we will be. It's like creating a problem and a solution.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when you tell these kids and show them what's going on, them don't want to hear what you have to say. But man, all I tell them is, if you don't want my rules, then go back to Jamaica. Simple as that. Because I'm gonna be a parent until I drop dead.
That's your job. That's your
duty.
Exactly, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's my little input.
All right, I appreciate it.
Have a nice day and bless up.
You too. Bless up. All right. Yes, man. So yeah, the one comment was said, green like lime, my shoes them dirty. That one had me laughing because of exactly how we used to end up. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo. How you doing?
I'm good, fam. How are you doing this morning?
Good. Happy belated Thanksgiving.
Yeah, same to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm catching little snippets of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember being at the hair salon and hearing parents talking about their, this teacher don't like my child, and he got suspended, but the kids know which teachers to mess with and which ones to don't and all that kind of stuff. And they're talking about their bad behaving child or children. And they're almost going back and forth with stories like, oh yeah, this happened, and they know which teachers to pick with and all kind of stuff. Look.
Like it was something to glorify?
Yeah. If you cannot control your wild animal, leave them at your yard. Plain and simple.
Yes.
If you cannot control your wild animal, leave them at your yard. Do not bring them to other people to deal with. Okay? And a lot of these parents, they don't discipline them. They don't want the school to discipline them. They want the community to mind their business.
Mm-hmm.
And you're there minding your business. Now, when that child come knock you over the head while you were minding the business that the parents did tell you 10 years ago to mind, right?
Yeah.
Then it become my business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you cannot control your wild animal, keep them at your yard. My children go to an Islamic school, and I'm not Muslim, but they have checks and balances there. That school don't have behavior issues because there's a certain type of parents send their kids there, and there's a certain type of culture in the school. That school don't run. They don't play games.
Makes sense.
Yeah, wild animal, keep them in your yard. Plain and simple.
Makes sense. I absolutely agree.
Society.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's funny you said you had your children go to a Muslim school, but you're not Muslim.
No.
You know, there are people here that I know in Florida too whose children go to a Catholic school here, and there's another Christian school here, but they're neither. They're none of those religions. And you can see why. You know, it's structured differently from the public school that's down the road.
Yeah. Even the whole alphabet situation, that is not being taught at their school. That's one thing. I'm so free as a parent. Even the older kids are so orderly. And they see the young ones out of getting on a line. And on a line for them is like, when there was a child running in the halls. You would have the older kids correcting the younger ones because there's a culture behind the education.
Right.
And there's an expectation from the parents, from the teachers, and from the oldest students on each other. They have an expectation of each other. That has been bred in them. It's a K through 12 school. So they are not been accustomed to the wildness, whatever else. They are been inculcated into structure since kindergarten.
See. Got it.
So.
Got it. I appreciate you sharing. Thank you, as always.
And thank you.
All right. Have a good one. Yes, man. So yeah, true. Some people send them picnic go to school where they're not even a part of that religion, that sect, that nothing, just because of the order. And it's the same school curriculum that's being taught. It's being taught in a different way though, you know, and certain type of behavior is, how should I say it? Is fostered at that school, is expected at that school, and is seen through the children at that school. They represent well, you know. So people have to go different places. Somehow we can't afford private school for picnics, so we have to go with the public school system. And then some people have to work, so them can't afford to homeschool. So your child have to go right there into the public school system. And the thing is, that's where everybody meets. You know, the children with behavioral issues and low-income families that can't afford to send them to these special places to get extra help. You're gonna meet them right there in a public school too. You know, so at the end of the day, it starts from home though. It really starts from home. And I can prove that with my own life, if not anybody else's life. My life, we can prove it with. It starts from home. Lick used to work. Okay? It worked just fine for all of us that went through it. And we're good. We're good today. Some of us are thankful because we never end up in a certain places when certain opportunities presented themselves and we could have got involved and we could have went down the road. We didn't, because we still had that healthy dose of fear and respect for the people who set that foundation for us from them age there until into our adulthood. So enough of them youth here are not getting that. You know, it's Lego B season, is wildness from beginning all the way through. That part. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Live on the air. Good morning.
Yes, hi. Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning.
You know, I totally agree with, what you're saying. But you know what? Discipline needs to start from the home for sure.
Right.
But as you know, I'm 62 and I'm used to when we were growing up, of course, we used to get discipline in school.
Mm-hmm.
The issue today, the problem is today, as much as they take out punishment from out of school, maybe in a way, it's not a bad thing for the teacher, that is. The reason I say that, these parents today, if you even look at their children in a bad way, they want to come and shoot up the school and beat you.
Right. Right.
Because this actually just happened sometime, I think, last week, where sometime recently where a parent went in and I think they beat off even the principal, I think.
Yeah, they beat
the principal down.
There's the security guard. The security guard was responsible for vetting who comes in because he's checking uniforms and stuff every morning. Which girl modified her uniform to a miniskirt, which boy tied up in pants them and stuff, and he's like, that's not regulation, you can't come in. He sent away a couple of students and parents came back and beat him up, fight him off.
But just can you, but it's exactly SouFLo. So can you imagine if it was like how we were growing up, where this teacher was even in your hand, just thank you in your hands or something. Can you imagine what? Because we were used to discipline growing up. These parents not even disciplining their children in their homes today, and that's why these kids are so violent, because they're not getting discipline in the homes anymore. So just imagine you go to school and a teacher's trying to even hit you. Imagine. So in a way, as much as it did help, and I believe it did help, but we also have to look on the other side of it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also know this. When we're growing up, I'm telling you, you're talking about they used to just spank you in the hand middle. No, some of these teachers was hardcore. I remember if we were late, our principal
I used to hold on. I used to get I get lick over my back. I get lick over my back. It wasn't just in the hand middle. I was just saying, like when you were coming in late. When you were coming in late, it was in the hand middle. But I had a teacher that used to climb on top of the desk and beat you over your back. So I know about that.
To your back.
Rest in peace, Miss Smith.
I know, right? I've seen children with sores in their back. Some teachers was very, very, very cruel. Was very, very bad.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want any teacher dealing with my kid like that just for like not reading properly or not memorizing something. I wouldn't want but that's what was happening for us. We used to get it for everything, right? But students, and that's why I used to say we can't keep doing the old slave plantation thing, because beating a kid over their back, standing on their desk, that's not right. I wouldn't want that. But there are children that need that kind of discipline, not beating over the back and standing on the desk, but them need to feel something every now and then. Like, for example, look at that child.
Like I said, SouFLo, I agree with you, but I think that have to be
from home.
At the home.
Right.
I'm just scared of the teachers and the reaction of the parent. That would be my only issue. Yes, I do agree, but my concern, these parents, them not have no head these days. Them just want to hear somebody even look on them kids.
So you're saying it's a good thing good thing for the teacher's sake that corporal punishment stuff was removed from the schools. That's what you're saying. Because the retaliation from the parents, right, to foster a certain kind of retaliation from the parents. Not just the parents,
society, yes.
Not just the parents, the children. That's what the other caller was saying. The children will lay wait that teacher outside of the school.
Yes.
Oh, there's a teacher. No, this happened recently. There's a teacher that them shelled down with some big rock stone, a female teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, recently. It happens.
Yes. So I that's the only reason I would be very concerned for the teachers. For the teachers, you know.
So it's a home thing.
And even when the teacher's not even doing anything to them, even talk to them, they want to even beat the teacher up. So just imagine, if they were so.
Right. All right, we're gonna move this thing here along. I appreciate you calling in and thank you for sharing. All right.
Okay, SouFLo.
All right. All right, we're gonna respond the phone call them for a minute and go through the rest of the stuff really quickly. All right. What I told you to look for yesterday, don't miss it, catch it. What I told you to look for yesterday in the squash music video, random, we offer the school thing, teacher thing. We said enough of that. What I told you to look for, it said that Squash is on the run, right? He's evading authorities. Shut down the Instagram page with 600 and something thousand followers on it, scraped all the content off of it. Now, Squash, if y'all watch this, I'm not saying you're on the run. That is what the people are saying. You're on the run, you're a hideout. When we watch the video, is the first video I ever seen where he's the only person in the video. right? He do a music video, but him are the only person in the music video. There was nobody else. You see the arm of somebody, but that's about it. So it goes with, if you know the rest of the story, how they were able to pinpoint and pick people out of their IG, them Instagram accounts are their social media accounts then. So everybody locked down them social media, right? Right. And first we see him do a video with him alone in the video. And not only that, you weren't able to tell where he was in the video. Usually there's a backdrop, so you can say, yo, they did that over 63rd, which part, the something that I see there, and that, nah, it was very vague. It was just him alone in the video, no specific, any marker that would say they're here, or he's there, or he's whatever. So I will continue to watch this one, see how it unfolds. Go check out the video. It's called Squash Random Dial. And check it out and see what me I say. And then follow the rest of the story also. All right. There's a big thing coming up in December. This is Mavado. Mavado is going to be performing in New York City in December. And so far, you know, this it's going to be a huge event. I think Mavado is not going to be performing. He said usually when he perform in New York, he usually perform with tracks, right? But this time it's going to be him, I guess, with a live band. So New York people, look out for that and go out and support that. Of course, Mavado have all the big hit song them out there. He's not a staple, but an icon in dancehall music, reggae music. So that should be a ton-up event. If you've ever been in New York before and seen when one of these guys come through, you know it's a festive event. The date of the event, though, I've missed. But later on, me put it in the comment section and pin it so you get that. You know? That's why I'm start out this morning saying, we not in a nothing with you. From you not show no progress. Alkaline not on it. King Biggs. Not planned yet. Is that Amazura? All right. At Amazura. So you know so that I go shell because Amazura have a whole heap of space in there. And I'm sure they're going to pack it out. But Alkaline not dep on it. It says Mavado and friends, right? But I think that Alkaline probably are going to jump out and surprise the crowd, which they've been doing for each other lately. I see one time Alkaline had his thing in Miami, which was pretty big. I think a New Rules, he did it in the US, and then he did one in Jamaica. The one in the US, the place was packed, and I think Mavado did run out on the stage, and the place tear up. So they always look to see if the other one they are gonna show up with this one, right? I'm on the rock, I'm on the rock, and I. I'm on the rock. Jehovah guide me. I'm mad something. It's gonna be mad something. I like one next one where I'm have with Sarani called Dying. If I would die, yeah. That one that did bad. If I would die. It was actually in a movie. And then of course the typical gangsta for life. Where them a do. And of course, I'm so special. I'm so special. All the hits them, man. So to go out and support it, my New York family, if you're there and that is your cup of tea and your thing. I don't know if I'm gonna be there. I won't say anyways, because I never really say which part me are there until me go and then me come back come show footage. Hint, hint. I'm just saying. All right. Big up on yourself. In the meantime, there's a couple of kids on the front of this video that I was supposed to talk about this morning. Some madness going in a court yesterday where their uncle was charged in 2015. In case just get called up now, him set him sister house afire, kill off all our picnic them in there. I told y'all before, this is a regular thing that happened. But a bag of something him say in a court yesterday. But we don't have time this morning. So the next video I put up, it will be that because that is a lengthy piece and I don't want to just breeze through it like that, right? Thank you for your contribution to the show this morning. For all those who had something to say in the comment section about how we grow, about married in your 20s, about the child that went berserk, and all these other things. All right. And tomorrow morning, we'll be right here, if God spare my life, for another episode of Morning Thoughts Live. Big up on yourself. Have a wonderful day. All right. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out. Peace. Baby, I skipped gym today. Yeah, skip the gym today. You ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay.